Yahoy! Con Moriarty! Welcome, welcome! Oh, we're doing some drawing again. Wait, let me just do a quick check. So I believe last time... Oh my god, I can't even remember. Okay, I did do an art stream 2 weeks ago on YouTube. Okay, so I have been doing this thing where every other Saturday-ish, I do a stream on Twitch, and it's just been art. I've just been doing art streams on Twitch. So I've been doing that like every 2 weeks, and I've only done that twice. So I guess 2 weeks ago, I did do one art stream on YouTube. And then I did a Twitch art stream last week. And on that one, here, one sec. Actually, let me open that up. Dun-dun! Check it out. What was it? Oh my god, it would have been last week. Last week, on the 28th, I drew this on Twitch. I drew Selentutski of Nichisanji Yen. Yay! Isn't that great? Oh, and then over the course of this past week, I've been slowly drawing this. I've been drawing Hakos Bales of Hololive Yen. With the intention... Wait. There we go. Of doing like a JoJo. I'm doing a JoJo. It's a JoJo reference. Is that a JoJo reference? Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, so I started reading JoJo Part 8 somewhat recently. I'd been putting it off for a long time because I just wanted to wait for it to be finished, and then it finally finished, and then I still didn't read it. And then I started like a week or two ago. It's so good. But yeah, getting back into JoJo recently, I felt inspired to just think of stands for VTubers because I think that would be fun. So then I decided, hey, I feel like drawing the stands with their respective VTuber. So yeah, I did this quick like pose sketch. Let me bring that up. Yeah, I did like this quick pose sketch. Let me move that to the center. There we go. And I turned that into this. Dun dun, there's the rat. Let me just get the placement good for this. That's probably right? And then a stand. So I don't know. I really haven't super been feeling this design for the stand. Oh yeah, and then here was the final product for Bay. Which I'm really proud of this one. I'm actually really proud of this because I feel like it's the most intricate pixel art I've done. Like the Salon one was okay, but I was kind of... How long was that stream? I kind of shoved it all into a 3-ish hour period. And I feel like it could have done a lot better, especially if I did it at a tiny bit of a higher resolution like I did with Bay. Yeah, I mean, I do still like this one. I feel like it could have been a lot better. So I spent a lot of extra time with this. I've been doing this over the course of a week. I did it like four or 5 days, and I've been posting the progress pics to Twitter. But yeah, I finally finished just the first part. Yeah, because I still need to do the stand. So today is gonna be the day that I do the stand. So this is the original design I came up with. Well, actually, technically this is the original design I came up with. I first and foremost, let me up that opacity. First and foremost, what I wanted to do was get an actual cool, like, JoJo pose down. But I thought this worked. I started with the Bay pose. Then I was like, how do I design a pose around this? And then I sort of loosely came up with this, where her stand was leaning to the left side, doing that finger thing. I don't know. I just kind of picked random elements. I didn't even know what to do with the other hand over here. And then I started trying to think of an actual design for the stand, and what I wanted to do, let me find it. I guess I'm not showing this on screen, but I wanted to do was sort of take elements from her New Year's outfit. Actually, I can probably, if I do this. Ah, the resolution is so high. Shrink that down. Look how incredible that is. Yeah, I wanted to sort of take elements of her New Year's outfit. This kind of looks dumb because it's at a baby resolution. So yeah, I kind of attempted to, let's move that there, incorporate elements of the New Year's outfit onto that. I had like the big sleeves that I thought were interesting. I really wanted to do the rat mask, and I thought it would be fun if it had like giant rat ears, but that kind of looks eh. I feel like there are elements of this that I like. I also wanted to do the ball. And then I thought like a heart with a rat face would be cute. But I feel like I kind of want to redesign this. I feel like I haven't nailed down what I want to do for this. So I think I want to try to go back to what I intended with the original pose. I think I want this to be like a bipedal thing with 2 legs, you know? So I think today I'm gonna start by trying to figure out a new design. Alright, let's actually get this pose back here just so I have a frame of reference for the side. Actually, we'll get that. That gives me a better frame of reference. Or we could just get this out. Yeah, it's probably a good frame of reference. Okay, so that's what today's stream is gonna be. I'm going to be trying to make this stand. Okay, maybe I don't do the full image. Maybe I do this. Okay, so I did really like the pose that I gave it. So let me just try and vaguely. Oh God, how was I planning on doing this hand? I guess it was something like this. I think that's how the finger would go, right? If you're just sticking the pinky out. One, two, three, four. Yeah. I mean, this is just gonna be the rough sketch. Go down like that. Hand's a little big, isn't it? And maybe that's okay. Maybe it's a really big figure. something like that, I guess. No, that doesn't make sense. Get this arm down a lot more. Something like this? Trying to figure out how wide I want this body to be. Yeah, let me move this a little bit this way. Yeah. God, the head. I think it would be something like this, right? Vaguely in the shape of a person. There's like an eye there, and a mouth there. I guess. Something like that. Let me get rid of this. How do I want the legs to be posed? Because I think I kind of want it to be similar to how I had in this rough sketch. Let's bump that. There we go. Okay, so... Oh god, that's gonna be annoying. The order of the undo history. The opacity change saves to my undo history. So if I mess with that, I can't undo everything else without going past that. Also, I forgot. Today's Friday, I got my boba. Today, I have like a, sort of, what is it usually called? Cookies and cream? It's like an Oreo slush. I got an Oreo slush. Very good. Extra boba. It's really good. Okay. Yeah, I still want to try and figure out a good way to pose these legs. think I want something like that with the legs straight down. So I want it to be sort of floating, so it can be in a weird pose that doesn't make any sense. It is a stand. Then we can have like a leg up like that. We have that foot down there. Let me see. I don't think this person has great proportions, but that's okay. It's a stand. I have an idea for how I want to do the stand. I just want to try and get a cool design idea. Wait, how is this supposed to... One sec, I'm trying to figure this leg out. Alright. I think something like that kind of makes sense. How does the leg come around the other way? I'm trying to figure this out. Eh! That doesn't really work, does it? That's probably okay. Nah, it doesn't feel right. It still feels bad. Something like this. Let me see how that matches up to this. Maybe? 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 Let's hide that. Lower that. Oh god, I opened a window. Something like this, I think. I think something like that makes sense. Okay, I think I have a good idea of what I want for this basic pose. Gonna keep this rat here just for reference. Okay, now I think I want to start sketching what I think the actual design might be. So I do want to kind of have the design elements that I did in my original sketch, which is like the rat mask with that's sort of a floating head on a ball. Maybe with the giant rat ears. Maybe just the original design of the rat mask with the ears that are on it. Let me look at the New Year's outfit image. Yeah, it might just be better to have the same ears as her. I kind of want to sort of keep the spiked collar that she wears, just so it matches. But maybe I'll lower that. I'll replace the floating ring with the spiked collar. I think that would make sense. I really want to keep the chaos ball thing. So what I might do is I might just have the ball in the center and then the upper body up here. Oh, don't zoom out. And then attached to that, maybe I'll have like the waist, and then have its limbs attached by balls. Something like that? I don't know. I think that makes sense. I think maybe if I just have all of the limbs floating, I think that'll keep the overall design cohesive. Yeah. Yeah, sort of like a Rayman, maybe sort of like a marionette type thing, because I know that there are a lot of more recent stands that are sort of more robotic or puppet-ish in design. So, if I go like something like, I have to have this sketch up too, because I think I want to have a reference for these elements. I go like that. I want to have the... I really like my idea for the heart that's a rat head. I want to sort of keep it thin. Yeah, I think that would be really cute. And then sort of down here where it gets to the waist. Sort of where the body ends. Maybe it's curved like that. And then in the middle there, that is the ball. It's gonna have the lines all over it. Okay. So the head is also like a ball. Wait, maybe I think I want to try to have the mask first and then draw the ball underneath. A little rounded out. Sort of like a weird upside down looking backwards sort of thing, like I had in the original sketch. Okay, I need to look at this actual design. So this is an eye, sort of. On the other side, eye coming around back. We just sort of have a couple whiskers. I think the nose pops out a bit. Something like that. So these eyes would be glowing red. The whiskers would be glowing red. Oh god. I really have to draw ears at an angle, don't I? Such little pixel real estate for this, too. I'm glad I'm doing this on a higher resolution than the Selene picture, so I would not be able to do this at that size. I'm trying to figure out how much of this ear is visible. Maybe I can figure that out later. I think I have the correct shape. I think I don't need to worry about the details until I start doing the actual drawing. Don't know if you can see my head rotating. When I do my next model, I want to do like greater rotations on my head. It's probably okay. I keep switching to my... I have 2 monitors and still not enough screen space. Okay, get my reference. Okay, so it'd be something like that, and then back here, it's like a small ball. It's a small ball that it's sort of floating in front of. I guess it doesn't super look like it's floating here. What I might do... That's not good. I might float this mask up a tiny bit. Then I guess I have to rotate the position of the arm. That's okay. That gives me a little bit more space to have this floating ball and make it actually look like the mask is floating off of it. Actually, I might also lower the ball a bit. Because if the head is a floating ball, then I think it wouldn't really have a neck. Get a good size. That's probably correct, right? It's like the inside of the body. Do I do that? What if I do the collar as like... this sort of thing? And this is like the spiked collar. I think that makes sense, right? That sort of thing? That looks nice. I also need to figure out, like, what I'm gonna do with the colors. Maybe I make this... do I make this look more like a leather jacket? I really want to do the poofy collar, the poofy, what are they? The arms. I think those would look really good. So what I might do, should I do big shoulders? If I give it like big polygonal arms, and then this do it like this, down like that. We can have gigantic kimono sleeves. And from out of there, we have some hands. Something like that. Maybe we have more floating balls here. So they don't actually have to connect these with limbs. How would the shoulder go? Something like that. Okay, and then get another floating ball here. I think the shoulder balls are a little smaller. I think that gives us a good place to do more of these kimono shoulders. Let me try to figure out... So I do have to move this arm now, because I moved the mask a little bit. Okay. if we go something like this? And then unbreak this wrist. If that makes sense. That's not gonna look great, but that's fine. It's just the sketch. Okay, and then does give us a pretty good place to do this kimono thing. Kimono sleeves. I don't want to actually make that look. How would this look from this angle? I think like a teardrop? Oh god. I hate having to figure out how to draw 3D objects. Something like that. We'll get some straight polygonal lines. Let's get to this elbow. And we do have to do this. Oh god, the sleeve. How would this look from this angle? Try to figure this out. Something like that? His hand might need to be bigger. Something like that. I might fix that up when I block it in. I do have to block in all of these. I think that's all of the elements that I really want to take from the original idea. Maybe I bring the ring back. Lettering up here. Sort of like a planet. Let's get rid of that one. What do I think? Okay, I need to get rid of this ring first. I'll bring the ring back after I figure out how to do this lower body nonsense. We can have some floating balls. Leg. going forward. There's the empty space at the back of the leg. This one. Sort of have something like this. Smaller ball for the knee joint. I want to do something interesting for the foot. I feel like that would be fun. To just do something really weird for the foot. Let's see, this goes out here. Floating ball here. Floating ball, this is a floating ball. It's a floating ball, and then we sort of have this leg. Okay, I think that's correct. Erase all these bits. Just need to do that so I know what I'm doing. You know what? I think it, you know what would make more sense, actually? Is if I did something crazy and polygonal for the bottom to follow suit with the big kimono arm looking things. So if I go like this, and that's sort of a weird waist type thing. A weird, it's sort of extending out where the waist would be. Then I can sort of yeah. Yeah, I think something like that. So if I do... So let me get a good line, I think. Okay. Now, if I move that, like, somewhere over here... So if I, like, put the foot down here... Okay, wait, maybe I find the original pose. So I do want this to be a little bit more dynamic than what I drew it originally as. I need the foot to be there. I need this to be approximately here. Okay, so this leg can be obscured because the other one can be seen in this open space. I think is fine. So I think that's the correct placement for this. Something like that shape, I think. This goes down here, and I go something like... Let me see where this is. Thin out this foot. I think that would be cool. I think these might need to be a little bit closer together. Wait. Okay, let me separate these for a sec. This one might need to be pushed in a tiny bit. I think that's a good stand design. I think that makes sense to me. So something like this, I think. I might need to rotate this leg. Let me actually bring this back up. I think it might go like this. Like that. think that makes sense. Might have to move that a tiny bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. And of course, this is going to be in the front. Oh! Okay, let me group some things up, because I don't do that often enough. Okay. This can be the stand. Just move that to one side and this to the other. Perfect. Now, I think it's finally time to actually start this thing. Okay, so I need to block in some colors. What do we start with? I also need to, like, figure out. So I think a lot of these colors I might just take straight from the kimono. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna start by blocking in the kimono sleeves, and the legs, I guess, too. Just with the same yellow as her yellow. That's it. Same yellow as her yellow. I think this is the wrong shape. I think I ended up deciding something a little different. I think this is nice when it's straight. Go something like that. Do you think this... Does that need to be round? I think that even though it's supposed to be sort of a... It's supposed to sort of look like a folded fabric. I think if it's more polygonal and I think it's a good idea to sort of make it look like an abstract painting, because I think that fits the theme of chaos a lot better than if it conforms to worldly physics. If I just do that, I do kind of want this rounded. I think that works. I think if that part is pretty straight and that part is rounded, that's okay. And I think I want this part to be straight. What I'm also thinking of doing, just as a quick example, let me grab my second yellow. What I think I want to do for this is sort of like this sort of very solid shaped shading. Like it's a fractal object. Not fractal, but you know. I don't want it to have folds, but I do want it to look blocky. And then we have a white sleeve followed by a black sleeve. Okay, temporarily, I am gonna need to use like a gross neon green here. Because the white's not gonna show up well against that the white background. Okay. I also want this to be less harshly angled. Something like this. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty fitting. Then if I grab my... Let's use this black. Because I did do a couple different shades of black there. Sort of like that. Tough corner. Yeah, it seems okay. Okay. And then I need to figure out how to do the same thing for the other side. Okay. So it's not exactly a fabric, but it does open up at the top. I'd also want to do, let me temporarily just use this blue. Because if I go sort of like this, round that out a little, I think that I can make that look a little bit more like a sleeve. Something like that? I want this to be too open. Same with these ones. Just let me take some of these other colors. Hello, nothing. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So what I'm trying to draw, so currently I have drawn Tacos Bales from Hololive EN. This is her right here. I really enjoyed working on this one. I think it's one of my best works. My original plan was not just to draw Bae, but dun dun, to also sort of draw her with a JoJo stand. I don't know whether or not you know anything about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think everybody's heard of it from the memes, but basically a stand is a fighting ghost that has a superpower. So yeah, I spent most of the stream so far just sort of, let me bring that back up, designing the stand. And stands are sort of like humanoid, but not necessarily a person. I don't know, it's kind of weird to describe unless you're already into the series and you have an idea of the aesthetic style of stands. But yeah, I'm drawing a fight ghost. if you don't know. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm drawing a JoJo stand. So I've actually come up with a power set for her stand and everything. It's going to... Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to... So it's named Play Dice after her original song. I did also forget that I wanted to incorporate dice into the design somehow. So I might need to try and figure out... Because I know what the power is going to be, and I didn't want to lean too heavily into making the thing have dice for its design. I feel like I should put it somewhere. Maybe instead of the ring I was originally planning to float around its body, I just put floating dice. Or maybe I just ignore that, because I know I'm using dice in the power. But yeah, so I've spent most of the stream so far just sort of sketching out my idea. Why don't you make it hold dice? Yeah, so... Okay. So here is my description of Play Dice's stand power. So, Play Dice is a short-range physical stand that has an ability that only activates when it touches you. So when Play Dice touches you, it can take your soul and turn it into a soul die. A soul die can have a different number of sides for each person, depending on the strength of that person's soul. Okay, with me so far? It takes your soul, so it has a 2-foot range. It takes your soul and turns it into a soul die. It can have different numbers of sides. It can have it can be like a D2, which is a 2-sided die, which is basically just a coin. Or it could go like D20, D100, or whatever. Now, my intention with the idea of the ability is I don't want it to just be rolling dice, because I feel like that's too obvious, and I feel like Araki gets really creative with his sand ideas. So what the soul die does is whenever you perform an action, that action gets put onto one side of the soul die. And that keeps happening with different actions that you perform until the soul die is filled up. From then on, you can only perform the actions that are on that soul die. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't want it to be like randomness based or based on rolling a die to do a thing, because I think it's cooler design to try and figure out how to use that to make something else. Is that good? I think that's probably okay. Nah, we'll do it like that. I'll just make these blue for the sake of knowing what that is. Yeah, so the idea is that, yeah, it's sort of a restricting power. So the idea is that Bae is a sort of free spirit. She does whatever she wants. Like in the song, one of the lines is "YOLO is my ninja way." So the idea is that she doesn't so her stand also affects her. When she puts a soul die on another person, she also gets her own soul die. So she doesn't bow down to the restrictions of her power. She just sort of does whatever she wants without planning, and she follows her heart. She does the actions that she feels is right, rather than sort of meticulously planning around it. So the other person feels forced to try and figure out what to do to try and beat this power, and she sort of just freely does whatever she wants until her die is filled, because her will is that strong. And I think that's a cool theme for that type of power. So even though it's a power based around restricting you, she doesn't inherently feel restricted. Let me try to figure out this arm shape here. So yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm blocking in the shapes. I might use some weird colors here and there. That's because some of the colors might not show up well against the white background, and if some of the colors are too similar to each other, I want to know where I'm coloring something different. So for here, I have this black sleeve, and then I put this bright blue next to it because I know that that's going to be the inside of the sleeve, which is also going to be black, but it's going to be a darker black. And I know if I just use the... it was this one. If I just use the darker black to color this in, then it would be difficult to tell the difference. This is just to make it easier for me to color. So I know that the blue is like the inside of sleeve. Same with this bright green one. It's supposed to be white, but that's not going to show up on this background. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I've also come up with ideas for stands that I want to give other Hololive members, but I want to finish this before I actually start drawing those. I think this would go like this, and then it sort of needs to actually round out at this side. This goes from here, it's straight, and that's sort of an elbow. I think this should follow approximately the same lines. Gura? Do you have one for Gura? And what made you get into art? Okay, so two-part question. The first one, do I have one for Gura? I sort of had an idea, but I hadn't really thought about it as much as... So, Baze was the first one that I had an idea for. That's why that's the only one that I have done so far. Yeah, it was just the most concrete idea, so I just decided to do it first. I also had an idea for Callie, which is going to be Off With Their Heads, which is my favorite song of hers. And then Kiara, which I had the idea to use Sparks. I have an idea for both of their power sets. With Callie, it's going to be like... It's going to be more like a punishment power, where if the opponent loses to her at something, she, I don't know, just takes their soul and gets more powerful. That's sort of a less concrete one. For Kiara, it would be Sparks, and it would be a long-range automatic stand. It's just a humanoid shape that glows brightly and gives off heat. And if you touch the opponent, it instantly begins tracking them and never lets up. It moves very slowly, but it puts up a big glowing line of flame that goes directly to them and continues chasing them forever. Something like that. And it would also like burn through objects when it touches them. For Gura, I sort of had an idea. It would be Reflect. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. I didn't want it to just be like a mirror that makes a clone or something. I think it would be cool if it was like a cowboy made of guns, and if the gun shoots you, then it makes a perfect clone of you or your stand, and it mimics your movements exactly. So like if you throw a punch, it throws a punch at you and the punches collide against each other, and you and the clone stand take equal damage to each other. It would be something like that. That's the basic idea I had for Gura. I feel like it needs to be a little bit different, but I'm not quite sure. I think I'm gonna do either Callie or Kiara before thinking more about Gura's. Part 2, what made me get into art? So in general, I mean, I feel like when you're a kid, you just want to... You have a big imagination, and I think art, even if you're not good at art as a kid, art is just the easiest way to express yourself. Like, you know, you build with Legos, you mold Play-Doh, you draw art. Even if you're not good at any of those things, it's just inherently fun to create. And I really enjoy thinking of things and making them. So I think focusing on art specifically gives me a consistent outlet for my creativity. And like I have ideas for things that aren't drawings. Like I have ideas for games and stories and comics and animations, but like I only have so much time, so I just invest in getting better at art, sort of. Like, I don't practice enough to do it super professionally, but I do it enough. I just keep doing it because it's fun. And I will expand upon that further for you. So pixel art specifically, because this is very pixel art. I know I am drawing with a pen, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, you have to like zoom in and look at the very small details, like, oh, do I put 1 pixel here? Do I do this diagonal line with 1 pixel, or do I do like that kind of thing? So this is mostly pixel art, which I think I enjoy a lot more than sort of painting style art, where you're blending different colors and brushes. So pixel art, what would make me get into pixel art, which isn't what you asked, but I feel like it's relevant. When I was in, oh god, was it in high school or elementary? I think it would have been in elementary. I got into Pokemon. Ooh, man, I love Pokemon. Honestly, it's one of my favorite series, not necessarily because the games are good. I need to get rid of that sketch so I can make this easier to figure out. Maybe I just do this like that. But yeah, in elementary school, I got into Pokemon. I just love Pokemon. I love collecting things, so I love catching all of the Pokemon. And eventually, I discovered that people were doing these things called sprite edits and Fakemon. Ooh, isn't that a cool word, Fakemon? And I was like, oh my god, wouldn't it be cool if I made my own Pokemon? So I started like, I don't think I have any images on this computer. Let me quickly check. I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, it doesn't appear like I do. But yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing, and I started doing it. I just grabbed PNGs of Pokemon from Google and put them into MS Paint, and you get down, you zoom in, you get into the nitty-gritty, and you just edit the pixels until you sort of get what you want. Sometimes it was recoloring Pokemon, sometimes it was trying to combine 2 Pokemon together. And I thought that was a lot of fun. There's a lot of different types of things you can do with that. And I think that's what originally got me into pixel art specifically. And I just hadn't done it. I hadn't done it in a long time after the first couple of years of high school. I started doing proper, regular art. But I sort of missed the very anti-alias or non-anti-alias style where you can see the individual pixels even when you zoom out. I decided, I thought it would be fun to get back into pixel art, so I just started doing a lot of small things, and then I eventually started doing full projects like this thing. Actually, let me show you another thing I did somewhat recently. Or two things, I guess. This is another VTuber called Tako Tonori, who is a little octopus who's sometimes a girl. And then here's another one. It's Selene from Niji Sanji Ian that I really enjoyed doing recently. And then I did this. I feel like I improve, even though I don't practice a whole lot, I feel like I improved pretty quickly because I realized what I did wrong in my previous ones. Good at stand copying other people. Yeah, like so that was the original idea that I had when thinking about it, but I feel like, so the way I like to think about stands is you think of the immediate idea that you get from the song or person that you're trying to make a stand for, and then you take it 2 steps to the left. So like with Bays, it's play dice. So with play dice, you think, or with play dice and with her being the avatar of chaos, you think, well, clearly the stand has to be based around rolling dice and randomness. But that's where you'd be wrong. Instead of that, I think it's cooler to go like, okay, so what can you do with dice? What if the die was a counter and you had different things on the sides? What if you didn't roll dice? You like had to do the things that are on the dice. I think that's how I like to design stand powers. So like the basic idea is copying them and making like an evil version, and then you have to figure out how to take that 2 steps to the left, which is why I sort of went towards making it an exact copy that perfectly mirrors your movements. And then I thought, yeah, but what if it wasn't a mirror? What if it was like something else? And she likes cowboy stuff, so it's like, what if it's a gun cowboy that shoots you, and then if it shoots you, it makes a copy of you? I'll probably workshop it when I get to that. Okay. I also wanted to do some for other members, but I'm not sure what to do because I haven't really listened to their songs, sadly. Okay. Let me grab this color. That's the inside of the sleeve. Another thing I was thinking that I might want to do. Yeah, that looks good. Important question, favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon is the single greatest Pokemon of all time. And that is my boy Ludicolo. God, I love Ludicolo. He's just like a big chunky pineapple. This is gonna be a bad drawing. Look at this dude. How can you not love this guy? Oh god, this is so bad. Look at this dude. Yeah, I just really like Ludicolo. I think he's a lot of fun. He's not the best, but he feels good and is interesting. I feel like I like a lot of grass types because they ended up having okay, I need to put this on top so I can see it. A bit more of an interesting design than a lot of other types. This is going to be a white sleeve, so I'll use the green color. Oops. Let's go down here. That makes... Yeah, I think that's fine where it is. Yeah, I think that can go down there. Okay, and that's gonna be the green. Oh, dude, Dracovish is so sick. Okay, I feel like a lot of people don't like the new fossils. I think the idea is really, really cool. I love how they're based on how scientists actually messed up fossils. Like, they just straight up didn't know what fossils were and just put them together wrong. Where's my black? This color. Yeah, I love how it's just like a fish head on a tail for no reason. And also he's insanely strong. Oh my god, Dracovish is insane. Yeah. This is probably good shape. Like, it's just absurd how good Dracovish is. With Vicious Rend. Imagine having Strong Jaw and Vicious Rend and one-shotting things that you're not super effective against. Mr. E, welcome. What am I drawing? Ignore my little Ludico. Actually, let me stick this guy on a separate layer just so I can keep him. This is going to be my inspirational boy. He's going to sit there in the corner. What am I drawing? I am drawing... I don't know if you know JoJo and or Hololive. I'm drawing my idea for a JoJo stand for Hakos Bales. Dun dun! This is the design. This is a stand named Play Dice. I went through a pretty long-winded explanation on what this does before for nothing. But it has the ability to take your soul, turn it into a die, and whenever you do an action, it puts it on the die, and once the die is filled up, you can no longer do things that aren't the actions on the die. That's the short version. Okay, let me get that back down. Oops. There we go. Okay, those are some good shapes, I think. Ooh, actually, just realized I made a mistake. God, that's gonna be tough to see. Give me the red. Yeah, that seems correct. Yes, I also drew her. I've been me see if I can... No, I have all the images saved to different files. Yeah, I've been drawing her over the course of this past week, just sort of every hour or two that I had time. Pixel art, I think, takes a long time because you always have to get really down the nitty-gritty and do all the single pixels. But it's taking me like this past week over maybe, I don't know, 6 hours, I'll just say, to draw her. But yeah, I did draw Chaos herself as well. And now I'm drawing her stand. I don't know how long am I gonna stream? It's been an hour and a half now, and I've only started blocking in the colors. If we go like half an hour, let's say it takes me another 1 hour to block in the rest of this thing. Yeah, this has a lot fewer weird design details than Bay, I think. So I think it's going to be easier to block in. But then I think I also want to do the kimono patterns on her New Year's outfit, which would take a lot longer. Yeah. So this is gonna take a while to figure out. So I guess we're in here for the long haul. Use him on every sword and shield playthrough. Oh my god, how many playthroughs have you done? Do you have a set schedule for streams, or is it random? So for a while, I've been doing every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then every other Saturday. Recently, I started doing... I sort of cut back on streams a little bit, and I ended up doing just every Wednesday and Friday. So the past couple of weeks have kind of been rocky for streaming. I think that next week I'm only going to be streaming on Friday, and then I think after that I might be going back to my regular schedule, which is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then every other Saturday. So for the every other Saturday, I'm going to say, so tomorrow I'm really busy. So next week I would usually stream, but I'm busy that day. So starting from the 25th, I would be streaming on the 25th, which is the Saturday, and then the 9th, which is the next Saturday I would be streaming. But yeah, so next week is going to be a special one where I only do one stream. And then after that week, I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Got that? And then sometimes Saturday. Oh god. Here's the problem with streaming drawing is I get super distracted with chat. Which I mean, it's good. I should be talking to chat, especially as a streamer, and also because I don't want to feel lonely. But now I've lost my progress. So I do want this to sort of be a little bit out like this. That should be enough. So these are polygonal shapes, but they do sort of have that depth. Okay. Don't know what color to do the hand as. Start doing the mask. No, we should do the legs while we're doing these. While we're doing the kimono colors, I should do the legs. What do you draw with? Right now, so... Oh, God. I wish I had my other tablet. I do also have a Cintiq, but unfortunately a problem came up with it where it now won't hold a charge. So I really love the bigger, better tablets. Right now I'm streaming with my very first tablet, my very first one that I got in high school, which is a Wacom or Wacom. Apparently the company decided it's pronounced Wacom, but I think nobody cares, so everybody pronounces it as Wacom. I'm gonna say Wacom. It's a Wacom Bamboo, but it's like a really old model. Let me see. Is it the Create? I think this is what it's called. Wacom CTH670M. The Wacom Bamboo Create, which is just like a little drawing pad. It's basically the same as a laptop trackpad, but it has pen pressure, which I think is really the only thing you super need for a tablet, but I think it's better if you have like a big screen that you can tilt upward, so you don't have to lean down over this tiny trackpad. But it's good. It's reliable. It's stayed with me for several years since high school, and my Cintiq is broken, so you know, it's doing a lot better than that. But yeah, I wanna. This might be asking too much, but I want to eventually get monetization and then use my funds to immediately buy a better tablet. But those cost like $1,000+, which is insane. So I'm sticking with my cheap and reliable old Wacom Bamboo Create. Because yeah, it was like this thing is less than $100, which is substantially cheap in terms of tablets. Let me get these legs blocked in. So I'm doing my yellow. So let's start from the bottom. $1/20 of the way there. What do I actually need for monetization again? It's like, okay. I'm gonna keep spending time not drawing. Go to YouTube Studio. What is it? Monetization. I have 45 out of 1,000 subscribers. Well, that's gonna take for a long time. I have... Oh, that's actually surprising. I have 135 watch hours, which is surprising, but that's 135 out of 4,000, which is insane. Oh my god. And then I have 0 strikes, which is good. Yeah, we're slowly making our way there. Slowly making our way there. It's one of those things... YouTube is kind of one of those things where... Actually, I don't want to say YouTube in general. I think it's more difficult as a streamer specifically than if you're uploading YouTube videos. I want to keep these straight polygonal lines. Yeah. I think that's gonna look real good. I think it's more difficult as a streamer because I think YouTube doesn't super promote streams, especially for really small creators. I feel like I should do something special with these feet. I might figure that out later. Yeah, I love these big straight lines for this. It really makes it feel like it's an abstract art piece turned into a stand. Do you have any way for people to support you? Discord? I feel really weird about making a private Discord. So first of all, I have like 45 subs, and I think I get between 2 and 4 viewers on average during a stream. So I feel like there isn't enough precedence for me to actually make a Discord. Second of all, I 100% would not be able to properly moderate it. Even with just a few people, I feel like that's way out of my league. I think I do still want to make an inside of this thing. It's going to be very thin because it's not an angle. Would it be this thin? Maybe I actually round out this side. Yeah, I feel like currently I'm not super fit to make a Discord. Yeah, I think that looks good. That looks really good. I do want it to be kind of flat. How does that look zoomed out? Oh, yeah. Look at these shapes. And then we got the next level. This is a white sleeve. It's going to be sort of... Okay, I have to figure out... So it's there. Go like that, and then that should be fine here. Probably the most interactive. Oh my god! Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like I should. I mean, it's probably a bad thing for me to do for a drawing stream to like get super interactive. But I feel like as a streamer, it's very important to like actually try to interact with the chat when it's there. Especially since I'm so... Especially... I need to change this because it's getting annoying. Not this one. Maybe both of these. I think it's really important because as a small streamer, I think a lot of people come by and you don't have a chat initially. Like, you just initially don't have a chat at all. So I try really hard to actually interact with the chat, or I try really hard to speak with the people that aren't there yet. Like I should... During games, it's a lot easier because I can just talk about the game. I think it's important to try to interact as though there's a chat. And then when people come across you, you aren't sitting there doing nothing. And then after that, when people do get there, interacting with them makes them feel... I mean, the entire point of being a streamer, rather than a regular video uploading YouTuber, is that you are interacting with the chat. And I think that is a thing that a lot of people forget to do. So I try. It's hard to do all the time, especially during art streams. But I try. Okay. Did you teach yourself how to draw? Yes. Oh, no. So YouTube doesn't give you a chat at first. Sorry. I misworded that. What I meant was you don't have... They're literally... When you start streaming without an actual previously built-up audience, there is no one in chat to chat with. So you chat as though there are people there, and then people come and see that you're chatting, and then they're more inclined to actually stick around, watch, and chat. Did I teach myself how to draw? Yes, I did. It's sort of a weird space where I'm a very casual artist. Like, I don't do commissions or anything, so I I don't art professionally. I just kind of draw to entertain myself, and because I have things that I want drawn that other people don't draw. Because, like, if I wanted to commission someone else that costs money, which I don't have. Where are these legs? Okay, that's fine. Do I need to shorten that? I feel like I should. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. It's just fun to draw. And when you draw a lot, you sort of... It's partly drawing a lot gets you to realize the problems with your previous drawings. Like, even I don't draw a lot. Like, I don't draw a lot. Like, I've had really long stretches of time where I don't draw anything at all. But So I still have this open. This I drew, like, oh god, how long ago was that one? So this is, in terms of pixel art, like proper serious pixel art, not just my Stickman comics that I started doing in my free time. This is another VTuber. It's Toki. This I drew like 2 months ago. I drew this 2 months ago. And then there was a really long stretch of time. And then 2 weeks ago, I drew this. This is Selentatsuki from Nijisanji En. And then, this past week, I drew this. So even though I don't draw a lot, I feel like if you're a person that likes to draw, you see where you went wrong in your previous works, and you continuously improve. You just see what you did wrong, and you fix it with your next thing, and it gets better. Additionally, I feel like a lot of artists just also like looking at other people's art. Like, I love going on Twitter and scrolling through my timeline and just liking a whole bunch of really cute art. And you just see things that people do where it's like, oh, wait, oh my god, is that how you draw hands? And then you just remember that, and then you draw it better. So I sort of teach myself how to do art, and then I sort of just pick things up and then improve eventually, even though I don't religiously practice. But I think it partly has to do with thinking about how you want to improve your art. Like, just recognizing... Oh god, wait. Your weaknesses, and even if you don't actively train yourself, if you can recognize your weaknesses and you want to improve at least somewhat, is this correct? Then I think you'll eventually start improving. I think this needs to round out a tiny bit. Yeah, but I know a lot of people draw amazing things, and I think it's because they practice a lot more than me. So I just draw my meager little pixel art pieces. Like, I've seen crazy, intricate pixel art backgrounds. That should be good. Okay. You can grab this blue. Let me refresh my chat, because I realized this last week. Sometimes it freezes, and I have no idea when it does. Okay, just wanted to make sure. so that's good. I do also have to look at my reference here. Is there... What do you mean character? I don't have a character. It's me. It's just me. I am Tokimaru Moriarty, greatest thief of all time. So I would suggest watching my debut video, but since that was my first stream ever, I was really nervous and a lot of things went wrong. So maybe, I mean, please, if you do watch it, please be gentle with the mistakes I made. I am a time thief who, after an unfortunate accident, was stranded in the present timeline in the form of a time ghost. My body is frozen in time in the space-time vortex. I think that's good. Yeah. And my goal as a VTuber is to make enough money that I can fix my time machine and get my body back. And by that I mean I'm going to practice live 2D and draw my human self. Actually, let me give you an image of what I truly, really look like for reals. Dun dun! This is my human body. Whoops! Don't save that. And compared to me now, I'm a tiny little ghost orb. I'm a time ghost. But yeah, I really want to rig my human body specifically as a pixel model, which I understand is incredibly hard to do. So that's going to take a lot of time. I think that's good for that leg. Okay, I have overlapping colors here, so I need to use a different color. I have a lot of yellow already. Let's use a bright neon pink. I think what I want to do is I want to remake my lore video eventually, because I think there were a lot of pitfalls I made. And I feel like I don't think I really got that many viewers on my debut stream, so it feels a tiny bit bad directing people to my debut lore video every single time. How do I want to do this? I think that works. Something I also would like to do is more lore-based videos, because I feel like that was something I was really excited to do, because I love writing. I love writing stories. Oops. Okay, that's good. So I want to... Oh no, don't watch the debut stream! No, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. Oh god, I don't know, it felt so embarrassing at the time, but now that I've been talking to myself for like 2 or 3 months, I've gotten really used to it, but it felt really weird talking to an empty chat at the time. Okay, that should be good. Okay, I think I need to change this shape so it looks a tiny bit better. We'll use this one. Ah, I have overlapping green. That sucks. Okay, wait. I can do it as yellow. You're going to go? Okay. See you later, Mystery E. I'll just, before you leave, I'll just mention it now. My next stream is going to be next Friday, and it's going to be another collab stream with Iona Spectre, and we're going to be playing Deltarune. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day. If I go from here up like that, that should be okay. I can go higher. Okay. I want to have these corners. Then I can use green here, I think. Maybe I can't. No, maybe I can. I think I can. Okay, I think that works. Okay, I think I might... Okay. Need to use a new color. I don't have any pre-made colors here. I kind of do. I'll use the blue. I don't like having to make new colors. So anytime I get the chance, I'll just pick a color from the screen. Okay, I think I need to round these babies out a tiny bit, just to give them some physical weight. There we go. That's probably good. This, I think. It's always these little 1-2 pixel things that end up causing a whole lot of trouble later, but that's okay. Question is this rounded out enough? So that should be good, and then I think I have to round it out a teeny tiny bit more. Oh no, you're back! Oh god, how was it? How was it? I mean, I actually feel like the video was okay. I feel like the video was okay. I feel like the actual attempt at a debut stream was the worst part of it. Because I did work really hard on the video. So even if it didn't turn out even if the video didn't turn out as well as I hoped, I'm at the very least proud of the work that I put into the video itself. Not so much my on-screen appearance. Not so much that. Okay, I think that's good for the leg. Feels a little bit different, though. Yeah, that might need to go a little bit further. Pegasus vibes from Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0? Was Pegasus in Season 0? No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I guess the manga version of the Pegasus arc was different than the anime version, but I believe what is considered Season 0 is the anime that goes all the way up to the end of Kaiba's death. What was it? Death Tea, I think. Season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was great. I do also consider that a compliment because I love early Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, early Yu-Gi-Oh! It just feels a lot more fun and interesting. Because as much as I appreciate that modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Adheres to the card game a lot more, it was a lot more whimsical when it was Dark Ancient Egyptian magic. Okay, we're done. The arm and the leg shapes. We have to use a lot of colors for this. We have to use so many colors. Also, thank you. Yeah, I did a lot better than most new streamers. Thank you so much. Because I still feel like it was really bad, but I incredibly super appreciate that compliment. So I have to do this mask now. I think I actually got the shape pretty perfect on the first try. So all I really have to do here is follow my lines. Is this correct? Wait, did I mess up? No, I'm good. There we go. Ah, this is coming together. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, this is gonna cause trouble. Is that okay? These sort of angles are really weird. Oh, it's really tough. Okay, actually, let me bring this back up. Ooh. This is the problem with pixel art, is it's always a tough call. Always a really tough call when you get to this. It's these 1 pixel differences. No, okay. We're leaving it. We're leaving it like that. That's my decision. Okay, we can do the eyes later. Guess I'll just grab a red. Yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff in the background to sort of improve my stream setup as well. So hopefully as I do that, I start enticing and attracting some new viewers. There we go. This is correct. That's a straight line. I don't know if I like that. Man, I do really like, I feel like the hardest part about streaming as a new streamer is the part when you don't have the viewers to speak with. I think having literally, I had 2 people in chat today, and I think that was fantastic. Oh my god, it feels so good just to talk to literally, just have a back and forth conversation with literally anyone rather than speaking into the void. Okay, I got the mask. The question is, what color do I want for these orbs? I think I want sort of a purpley color. Her chaos orb is sort of just random patterns. Okay, here's the plan. I think I'll just take a random color. Maybe I'll take this blue. I'll use that as a placeholder for the orbs, and then after, when I'm coloring in the details, I will replace that with the weird pattern of her chaos orb. That's my plan. I think I did a good circle here, but let me get a circle tool just in case. There we go. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Okay, that's is that a better circle? That's a better circle. There we go. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Yeah, I try to just be a really nice streamer. And not like, I mean, I don't try to be overbearingly wholesome or sickeningly sweet. I just want to be pretty okay. I feel like that's a pretty good descriptor of me. I feel like I am a pretty okay guy. Despite being a master thief. I'm a thief, not a criminal. This is actually starting to look really good. I think this is starting to come together as a stand. Consistent with my streams. Oh, yeah, I just try to be very consistent. Which is why it's always so disheartening when, like, something comes up in real life and I end up having to cancel or move a stream. Like, it feels, even if I know I only ever get 1 viewer, it feels bad just to say, oh, I have to cancel. Because I try to have a regular schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then sometimes Saturday. I think I want to do the spiky color next. I don't like the guideline I gave myself, so I might just draw a thing. I think I want a rounded thing. I think that's a really good shape. Look at that nice bean shape. Ooh. That's gonna be real good. Okay, I need something on the inside that's a different color. Also need to keep this bean shape. Oh, that feels very close. Okay, there we go. Is that good? Is that good? I think that's good. Okay, what I might do over here is this sort of thing. Because this wraps around, so we should be seeing the outside from here more than the inside. Even at the very far end, I think we see a teeny tiny bit of that and have 1 pixel. So the red is the inside of this ring and the black is the outside of the ring. Do you shiny hunt? No. No, I feel like hunting for shinies for me. I mean, I've never done it on stream. So it could be a lot more fun on stream with someone to talk to, but I feel like it's kind of boring because it's just like, how do I describe it? How do I describe the problems I have with shiny hunting? It feels, so I generally like sort of farming games and task games, and I even like actually breeding Pokemon. Like, I like doing a lot of the things in Pokemon that some people might say are really tedious, but I feel like if I'm, say, breeding or putting together a team and leveling, I feel like there's a lot more variety in that than there is shiny hunting. So to me, shiny hunting feels more monotonous, and it feels like I don't want to try to do it because I don't even want every shiny. And it feels like there's less reward for catching a shiny than there is for building a really good Pokemon, I think. Because if I'm taking the time to pick all my moves and breed my Pokemon and try to get the correct nature and all that, it feels like there are a lot of different steps that I have to slowly bring together to eventually get my prize of a pretty good Pokemon. But if I'm shiny hunting, then it's like the only thing I'm getting out of that is a cool color. And I mean, I think shinies come with premium stats, but they're not like perfect stats. So I feel like it's difficult for me to want to shiny hunt, even though it falls within the purview of things that I like to do, like doing tasks. Yeah, I imagine it would probably be a lot more fun streaming, but since I've never... When I'm super into a Pokemon game, it previously hadn't been on stream. So, I mean, since it's just something I'm doing in my free time, I would never be like, oh boy, I want to shiny hunt. Oh, Joker Roxas is here. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Oh yeah, I'm actually surprised I've made this much progress and have been talking. Because I feel like in the same amount of time, I did the Selene drawing, and that was a lot less of a project than this is. Because this feels like, this is a full-on thing where I have to, like, block in all of the parts. Because it's like a big, big boy art piece. Okay, we're almost at the main body. Almost at the main body. I am also reading some of these comments out of order. Right here. Okay, I think the thing I need to decide here is what color I want to do this as... I think I do it black to match... No, do I do it black to match the color in the mask? So ignore the colors on the arms and the sphere. I'm just doing that so I know what parts I have to differentiate between. It's going to match her, or I want to try to match her New Year's kimono. But I'm not sure what to do for the main base. Yeah, for sure. You need a specific audience for that, and I don't know if I can afford to try to find that audience at the moment. Because I feel like even drawing feels very difficult to pull in people with unless your art is very, very good or you're very fast at drawing. I'm very slow compared to a lot of artists, and in addition to that, it's incredibly difficult for me to focus. I think there are a lot of artists that are way better at focusing on talking to the audience while drawing, and also just draw a lot faster. This is where I'm at an impasse, I think. You know, sure, just do it white like her clothing color. Because a lot of this is going to be yellow. It's going to be a lot of yellow, whites, and reds. I think it makes sense to make the main body white as well. So I think I'll temporarily use green. Because I think green is my indicator of a white piece so far. But yeah, if I start to get bigger, I might shiny hunt. It depends on how good the next game is for doing that sort of farming stuff. That looks good. I am looking forward to the next Pokemon game. Oh, it doesn't... Okay. So here is my incredibly lukewarm take. Is the main... Yeah, oh my god, you know... Yeah, I was thinking the main body would sort of be... I wanted to sort of shape it like a porcelain doll. Originally, it was going to be... I wanted to do sort of a marionette sort of type of thing. But then I realized I really wanted to lean into basing the design off her New Year's outfit. Which is why I ended up making the legs and arms more like sort of kimono sleeves. But I did keep this sort of porcelain body because I think it's a good core. It's sort of like a doll-ish body. I think it's cool to make this sort of a weird, not super real thing. This is a weird shape. These are some good lines. Ooh. That's annoying. Okay, I was gonna say something about Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm excited for the next game. Okay, yeah, here is my incredible lukewarm take. I think... So, I'm going to travel back in time for a moment and say, I think that Pokemon Legends Arceus is my favorite game in the series, and I think it looks awful. I think Arceus looks terrible. Oh my god. For a modern AAA game, it is amazing how much they managed to mess up. Like, a lot of very basic things, it feels like. Like, when you're standing in front of water, your character has a weird anti-aliasing outline for no reason. I don't even know how they did that. Because that's not something I've seen in any other game ever, where you're just standing in front of the water and a weird outline that doesn't make sense appears. What is that? And the textures are pretty bad. I've always thought the models in Pokemon were really good, like the 3D models. I think a lot of people don't like the 3D models. I think that the main problem with Arceus is a lot of the textures and normal maps and lighting effects. Also, the light... There's something weird about the way they do lighting, because the shadows are always super pixelated. I don't know why. I think it's just because their Game Freak is primarily a handheld device developer. A handheld device developer, because they started on Game Boy and have made games almost exclusively for handheld devices, with the exception of a few personal projects, which ended up flopping. God. Okay, I actually have a lot to say about Pokemon. Personally think they're so I'm gonna get to that in a second. So yeah, there are a lot. Most of the problems I think are with normal maps, textures, lighting. I think that they are very easy problems for that to fix, that they aren't able to do because they aren't used to this sort of hardware. That is what I think about the quality of the graphics of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Additionally, I think that so far, the next games look like they fixed a lot of those problems. Like they've up-res the textures, because for some reason a lot of the textures and the models have looked super pixelated for no reason. It looks like they've up-resed a lot of the textures. The lighting looks better, but for some reason the ground textures look awful. I don't know why. The ground textures, they've also fixed a lot of the normal and bump maps, which you can see on like the character's clothing. You can see the actual seams and stuff. Effects, textures. So yeah, I think the next games, while I feel like they definitely could improve, I think that they've improved a lot of the main problems that I had with the way Arceus looks. Jumping back to Arceus just in general, I have firmly believed that Arceus is primarily a tech demo for the next mainline game, which goes back to what you said, that they're pushing out small games. Yes, I actually do believe that's the truth. I think that Arceus was... I think that the reason Arceus had a lot of problems with its graphics that are immediately fixed in the next games is because Arceus was a small tech demo intended to test the open world system that they'd be implementing in the next game, which is why Arceus had so many problems that are immediately being fixed 1 year later, and why Arceus is missing so many features that I think are integral to the Pokemon series in general. I firmly believe that Arceus was never meant to be their next big, super massive, mega hyped game, but it was supposed to be like an in-between. Ultra Sun and Moon was weird. Ultra Sun and Moon was really weird because Ultra Sun and Moon was really weird because it didn't make a whole lot of improvements on the game. It added story. It was like if they made a third game, but they didn't do any of the things that make a third game good, and they just added story. Like, the reason you want the third game is because it's a combination of the first two games, right? Like, it's improved a little bit, and it's a combination of the two games, so you don't have to buy two copies. You just have to, like, wait a whole year before you buy your game, you know? Except it was split into 2 versions, so it defeated the entire purpose of the 3rd game. It was just really weird. It was just really weird. I honestly never finished Ultra Sun. I think I got Moon and then Ultra Sun. Okay, almost done blocking this in. Just have 1 tiny thing left. 2 tiny things left. Let me get the pink. I think that's a good one. Yeah, I sort of miss the DS. I feel like it's a very... Do I miss the DS? I think I miss DS... I miss the feel of the I miss the treatment of the DS, is what I think. Because the DS was pretty underpowered. I think the Switch 100% fits everything that a modern Nintendo mobile console should be, except that the way they treated the DS is a lot better than they treat the Switch, because they're also trying to make it a mobile device while also a home console, and like that's its biggest strength. But the quality, I'm trying to think of. It's kind of weird because it's more of a feeling. Oh god, there's just so much to go into it. Go into about it, because we've gotten some really good games on the Switch, like big proper games on the Switch. The problem is, I don't know. It's kind of a weird feeling to try and describe, I think. Oh yeah, I think that's actually why I didn't finish it. Ultra Necrozma was hard, and I was like, huh, do I have to grind in a Pokemon game? And then I put it down for a while, and I just never finished it. I think I just want to... I'm lazy. I'm just gonna use my circle tool. Where do I want the center? Where do I want the center of this to be? Do I want this this small? I don't think so. I might want it bigger. Okay, wait. I think I need to use a new layer. Yeah, that looks like a good size. Don't want to use Pokemon you would never use. See, I'm actually the opposite, sort of. I realized that I wasn't using... The way I used to play was I just used Pokemon that I like. Or I used Pokemon that I knew I liked, but I wasn't really getting to know any of the new Pokemon. I feel like I did this wrong. I feel like I need a different size. I felt like I wasn't... I feel like I wasn't taking the time to get to know new Pokemon. So I started... So what I try to do is... I try to use Pokemon that I don't typically use. Okay, this should be correct. Scoop. Do a little bit of scooping. Like even a lot of old Pokemon, I think there are a lot of Pokemon that I think are okay, that I've just never tried, so I've never thought they were interesting. Like, this might be a hot take. This might be a really hot take. But I always thought Snorlax was kind of boring and I wasn't interested in using him for the longest time. So I just never used it. But, and then I used Snorlax because I was like, you know, I always use Pokemon that I like and I never give Snorlax a try. I'm gonna use Snorlax this time. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. And then one more ball. Do I need to change something with these legs? Or do I need to move this? That's good enough, right? Wait. Should actually tiny bit of erasing. There we go. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a smaller ball. Okay. I think I need to move these legs a teeny tiny bit. So it's a little bit more centered here. Perfect. Oh my god. I have shapes. Oh god, I have to do hands though. Yeah, so I think Snorlax has become another Pichu Eevee. It's just I never used him much, so I've never felt like Snorlax would, even though they've started overusing Snorlax, I still never personally overused Snorlax. So he recently became interesting for me, even though he's been getting up there in the past couple of years. But yeah, I recently always try to avoid Pokemon that I've already used throughout the whole series, except for my boy Ludicolo. Always use this guy. I really hope he's in the next game. I would 100% use him. Okay, now I have to figure out what I'm doing for hands. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna make it black like the mask. I think it's the same material as the mask. That would make sense. Okay, the problem is figure out how to do hands. So that's a... I drew this incorrectly. I thought the thumb was on the left side. Hot take, I don't like Charizard. Hot take, a lot of people don't like Charizard. He gets so overused. Oh my god. Personally, I've never actually liked Charizard. Like, he's always been my least favorite Gen 1 starter. I need to be drinking my boba more. I know, I think the whole Charmander line... I mean, Charmander's cute. But Charmeleon and Charizard have always looked really ugly to me. So I don't think I've ever used them. What am I drawing? This is the worst part about drawing. Who's your favorite third gen? Oh god, it's probably Mudkip. I feel like a normie saying Mudkip, but I mean, I have a special place in my heart for Trico because personally, I always choose the grass starter. Like, on my first run, I always choose the grass starter, even if it's not my favorite. So I do like Trico. It's kind of ugly, though. It has a special place in my heart, but I feel like Mudkip's my favorite. I feel like Mudkip's entire line hits. Like, I don't like... Blaziken was the second form, right? No, Combuskin. I think Combuskin's ugly, and I feel like even though I like Trico's line, I think his entire line's ugly. So even though it makes me feel like a normie, I feel like I have to say Mudkip. I'm gonna do this hand first because it's more expressive. I think I have to lower this. Okay, wait. Let's see how this looks behind Bay. Yeah, that actually feels good. I feel like that's a pretty good silhouette, don't you think? Yeah, I'm so sorry. It feels really bad to say the fan favorite. Because I don't know. I have this thing where I just don't like... I typically don't like the things that are most popular, but... Just really... I just think everyone in the Mudkip line just hits. The entire Mudkip line hits. I think most starters... whoops. The second form is usually a miss for me. And I think the Mudkip line just really works well. How do I do this? Is this correct? This might be a little fat. A little bit of a fat finger here. Ugh, what did I do? Seems better. Second forms always suck. Yeah, starters are awful with that. What's my favorite Gen 5 starter? Here's the thing. So Gen 5 came out around the time when I was getting to be an edgy teenager that was getting too old for Pokemon. Pokemon's not cool, dude. Oh, that's for little kids. Gen 5 came out at around that time. So I've literally never played Gen 5. I might do it on stream. Okay, I actually have a really good plan for Pokemon in the future, but that might take a while. So I've never actually played Gen 5. From what I understand, it received mixed reviews, but I've also heard that I've heard that the sequels have the best story in the series. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. But I do really like... I think. I love Tepig. I think Embor is really good. I don't care about the second form. What was the water starter? Oh god. Samurott. I think Duat is weirdly for the Oshawott line. I think Duat is the only one I like out of those three. I think Oshawott looks like a goofy clown. Samurot's okay. I think he's weird. It's weird that he's samurai themed and he's quadruped. Is this even good? I don't think I did this right. I think Samurot's weird. I think Snivy's line is pretty much all a hit for me. So I'll say that Snivy is my favorite. Yeah, I really should play Gen 5. From what I've started noticing is they've recently started doing more Gen 5 pandering. Like in Arceus, they brought the genies back. And I believe they did something in Sword and Shield, didn't they? But I think they're starting to do more Gen 5 pandering. So I think I'm definitely gonna need to start playing those games. Yeah, Snivy's arms fell off plus L plus ratio. But I mean, even if it's kind of dumb, I still do like Superior's design. It's just a really cool snake. Just a really cool snake. I've never liked Ekans. Seviper's pretty cool, but it doesn't have any evolutions, and I feel like it could have one. I don't know. I don't really like Onyx and Steelix. What other snakes do we have? Yeah, I feel like Superior's the best snake. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this hand later. I'm gonna have to work on that. Cause it like took me until I was almost done this to fix Bay's hand. So I have this really cool plan for Pokemon in the future. I'm trying to think of when I want to actually do it. I feel if I were to do it this year, it would have to be before the next game releases. But I feel like I really want to get... I want to get a bigger audience before I do this plan. What I want to do is I want to do a special type of Nuzlocke that I think I created. I've never seen anyone else try anything similar. But the idea is it's a Nuzlocke throughout every generation. So one game in each generation I would play, or I guess the main game in each generation, I would play through one huge Nuzlocke run. The catch is I'm sort of carrying over the Pokemon I catch from the previous generations to the later generations. I have a lot of rules that I have to sort of hash out, but I sort of want to do what I'm calling a generational Nuzlocke, where I do a run through the whole series. I feel like this needs to be a tiny bit bigger. But I want to have a little bit of a bigger audience first, I think. Because I think that kind of thing would be a lot more fun with a lot of people cheering you on. And getting invested in your team. Like, imagine having your starter from Gen 1 make it all the way up to Gen 5, and then it dies. Imagine how awful and sad that would be. Where did I draw this hand before? Something like this? Thing is, I would also need to round like this, I think. This? Oh, God, that's really tough. This is really tough hand. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to ignore that hand until the very last second. Oh my God, I think I've finished blocking it in. I think I finished doing the block-ins. Let me also actually see if I can find this. Do I have an example of blocking in the colors? I did post this on Twitter, didn't I? It's awful. Let's do that 1,000 pixels. So just as an example, this is how I blocked in the colors for Bae. I just did a couple chunks of each thing, like her yellow arm was yellow. I had to make her skin blue because I couldn't. There wasn't really a better color to use. But yeah, I kept most things in big chunks. Problem is, this has a lot of overlapping parts. This has a lot of overlapping parts where I need to make sure I can differentiate the colors. So I had to take a few... I had to do a lot more work on blocking in different colors. Like, I'm not going to use any of this pink or blue or green. I'm keeping the black and the red and the yellow mostly. But that's just an example. Also, you notice the same thing here, where I didn't do this hand until I was almost done. Like, this hand I managed pretty well. And then this hand I was just like, you know what? I give up and I'll do it when it's done. So I think I'm going to do that here. I think I'm fine with this hand up here at the very top. And I'll just fix this at the very end. It's good enough. You might fall. Oh my gosh, you need to go to sleep. Oh, I have never been able to stay up more than a day. That's insane. Or I guess if you've been up for 2 days, that means you didn't sleep. Yeah, okay, that tracks. Am I going to stream tomorrow? Sadly, I have, like, a lot of work to do tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming all the way until next Friday on the 10th. I'm going to be streaming on the 10th. That is the only day I'm going to be streaming next week. Are you new here? I think you're actually new here. I've never seen you before. Okay, wait. I'm going to be, on next Friday, I'm going to be streaming with another VTuber. We're doing a collab. I'm streaming with Ayana Spectre, who you should also go watch sometime. Not right now, because you need to sleep so you don't die. But we're playing Deltarune right now. So we previously played through all of Undertale. We did a neutral run, and we did a pacifist run. We didn't do genocide. I'm pretty much just showing the game off to her. Last week we streamed most of Deltarune Chapter 1. Next week, which is going to be Friday the 10th, which is my only streaming day next week, we're going to be finishing Deltarune Chapter 1, and we're going to start Deltarune Chapter 2. So that's my only streaming day next week. But after that week, I'm going back to my regular schedule, which is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday. So if you want, I do have a huge backlog of videos that you can watch over the next week. If you end up watching on Friday, I do highly recommend watching through our Undertale and Deltarune videos, because I think those are pretty good. I think I'm a lot more fun in collabs because I get to bounce off the other person. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Oh my god, you have been a real treat for me. At a first glance, it feels like this has been no progress, but this has really been a lot of progress over the past, like, 3 hours. Oh my god, I've been streaming 3 hours and I finally blocked in some colors. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You know what? Since we're almost at 3 hours, I think this is actually the perfect time for me to stop. Oh, isn't that amazing? So, thank you so much for coming. I will see you all the way next Friday. Oh, Yasumoriati. Good night. Just switch screen.